Reviews. In this episode, I'm going to be reviewing one of the most iconic spring rifles ever to be made. This very rifle got me basically hooked on the sport. One of my dad's friends used to come shooting down at the farm with this rifle, and we used to shoot from an old gate down in the yard, and it was that powerful when I was about 8 years old. It basically used to twang up and jump and bust my lip every time I use it. But it didn't put me off a sport, and here I am today, you know, many years on, still enjoying my shooting. So let's get into the review. Guys, this is all about the HW80. This very 80 was kindly a special order from Mooredges over in Doncaster. Now Richard does these rifles to order if you'd like one. He's got his very own Mooredges custom stock on that. These come in different, obviously, styles. You can have this as a green laminate, as I've got. You can have it in blue, and you can have it in red, and I do believe there's some other different colours as well. It's been tuned by Mooredges as well. It has Mooredges special tuning on it. I don't quite know what they've done, but it's definitely dampened down the recoil. It sounds a lot nicer to shoot, and everything else like that. It's got a custom Mooredges green huggate silencer on. That's the snipe, I believe. Now these also come in different colours as well, and I also believe that he does the 97s, 90s, and 90s as well. Sorry, 95s as well. So you can basically choose which one you want, and have it obviously a Mooredges Special Edition tune, and obviously pimped out really. So this is what it's all about today. A bit about the history now behind the first HW80 was first came out in the early 1980s and was designed with a gentleman called Robert Beeman. They ran a production of these for over in the States, I believe, because the American market wanted them as a high-powered rifle, and they basically designed the HW80 to be able to cope with that. A few years later, HW actually released their own version of this, which meant the HW80 was actually born for the sub-12 market over in the UK, and has lasted ever since. There's been lots of different models and lots of different designs of this with lots of different stocks over the years. I believe that obviously the bits of writing on the block and things like that is obviously that, you know, all new stuff and bits and bobs. So let's get into a little bit about it. They come in 4 different calibers, from 177, 20, 22 and 25 caliber, all at full power. This one I forgot to mention actually is a special order 20 cal one. They tip the scales at 3.9 kilogram. That's unscoped and unmounted, and they basically was, you know, they've got the reputation of being an actual workhorse, which generally I cannot disagree with that. This rifle will last you for lifetimes and generations, and you'll definitely pass it down to your grandkids. So the other thing that they've always fitted on before, it's still got the old recoil trigger on it. They've been using that trigger system for a number of years now, probably right back from the 80s, right through until now, and they fit to all their spring rifles. So other than that, there's not really much to tell you now, apart from let's get it on the range and get it a test. Right, so we're going to test the HW80 Mooredges Special Edition at 20 yards because it is quite windy today. There's a nice cross breeze from left to right. The scope, I didn't mention about a scope on this actually. This is one of the Simmons Whitetail Classics. It's one of the newer versions, not the older version, because the old ones was more of a black granite. This is like a grey granite. This is more of a black granite one. These was released a few years ago by Simmons. And I wanted to put an old school scope on an old school one basically, so I think it looks a lot better. The pellets I've chosen are the HW80 exacts in 20 cals, the 4.51 heads. So let's have 5 shots at 20 yards and see how we get on. Right, that's all we're going to see how we get on. Right, so the results from the pellet test, well, the range test, not so great. That's definitely down to me, 100%, because it is a very windy day. The wind sock is actually at 3 o'clock, and yeah, I'm going to blame myself for that because I do know that these rifles can definitely shoot a lot better. Marks out of 10 for the HW80. I'm going to give this rifle a solid 7. It is the ultimate workhorse. It's never going to let you down. It'll go on for years and years, and it is just a great rifle on better conditions. And like I said, I'm going to blame myself for that grouping. It's not the best group in the world, but you know, it's down to conditions. And I also haven't shot a spring rifle since about March time, so yeah, it can do better. But thank you again to Rich over at Mooredges for supplying this rifle for me. I'm going to have lots of fun with it and lots of memories. I can guess I'm going to have the next foreseeable future with it. So thank you for that. And once again, guys, thanks for watching. So cheers.